Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Luke.
I'm Ainsley.
And we are
Screen Queenie.
Do you like to watch things?
I do.
Like what?
I people watch sometimes.
Like creepily?
Yes.
I like to watch horror films. I like to watch wrestling. The reason we're talking about watching things is because we watched a movie called Watcher. Alright, so who is in this film?
It's I think Micah Monroe, Bern Gorman, and Carl Glusman.
There's a few more people in it, but yeah, those are the main folks. It's made by Shudder, right? Mm-hmm. And also Spooky Films, is that what it's called? Spooky movie or something?
Spooky Pictures?
Spooky Pictures, that's what it is, yeah.
Și tu? You don't speak Romanian.
You don't like?
No, it's lovely. There's this guy that lives across the street, and he's always looking over here.
Looking over here how?
Every time I look over there, he's just staring right at me.
Hello, darling. Any reason in particular you're standing in the dark?
Do you feel like coming in for a drink? Yeah. Have you noticed anyone watching you in your apartment?
No.
This guy has been watching us since we moved in.
Maybe he's staring at the woman who's staring at him.
What's happening?
They found a woman murdered in her apartment.
They're saying the woman had her head cut off.
A man at the movie theater followed me into the supermarket.
Followed you?
That's him. I need to know for myself that he's been following me.
Sometimes I just look at people.
Just tell me what you want me to do.
I want you to believe me!
Sure that you'd seen me.
I heard screaming from in here, okay? Just open the door, please!
Dreaming up an old pretty girl looking back at me. But no one has really noticed before.
The whole feel of this movie was very, I want to say, like, kind of anticlimactic, I guess. Like, I don't know that it was ever, there was never like a build-up for anything, you know?
There was one moment of excitement, and that's when she got her throat slit, because you weren't expecting that.
Yes, that was, you know, there wasn't really there was no, like, jump scares in it, really. It was just, and that was more like, because you were shocked. I don't know, like, it was slow paced. I wouldn't even call it a slow burner because I don't feel like it was, like...
It didn't have a payoff.
Not really. There wasn't, I mean, the payoff was her getting her throat slit. And that really wasn't a payoff. It was just a shock moment where you were like, oh, was not expecting that. Yeah. And then it's like 3 minutes later, the movie's over.
Yeah.
We don't really get I don't know, there wasn't a whole lot of, I felt like in this movie, character building. Mostly just, I mean, you see that people don't believe her husband doesn't believe her, so that kind of makes you feel bad for her.
He makes jokes about her in Romanian that he thinks she can't understand.
Until she demands to know what they mean. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that kind of stood out to me about the film, because it kind of was just, I mean, there. Like, it definitely was not what I was expecting when you watch the previews of it. I expected it. I'm not saying that every single horror film has to be, extremely fast paced and something going on all the time or whatever, but in this one there wasn't a lot really going on. I didn't feel like.
No, it was just a lot of her walking around or sitting in the dark or things like that. She
felt very. It seemed like she felt very sorry for herself, which she was alone because nobody believed her. I don't know. It almost felt to me like it was supposed to kind of be a commentary on the fact of, like, when you have a foreigner that's like someplace and how maybe they're treated different, and how it almost seemed like there was a little bit of that kind of commentary in it, I guess. Like, but from a reverse point of view, like not somebody like coming to the United States, but somebody that is
an American going somewhere else.
Yeah. Whenever you go someplace else and you're a stranger in a new place or something, that how you treat those kind of people and whether or not they're telling the truth or not, and then making jokes about them. And I mean, there's just this whole, I mean, even somebody who's supposed to like be her partner or whatever is.
Well, he was American, but he spoke the language, so he was.
But he was originally from there, right? So he felt more at home.
They said his mother was from there.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he fit in a little bit better because he was his nationality,
culture and language, and.
Well, and the nationality, maybe traditions and things like that had been passed down, so he kind of understood it. He knew the language, which is the main thing, right? Let's give our Scream ratings for Watcher.
Okay.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I will give it 2.5 screams.
I'm gonna give it 2 screams, and strictly just for that last like little 5 minutes in there where there was actually something going on. I wasn't extremely impressed with the acting in it either. I know that the actors that are in this movie have been in other things. We were talking about how Micah Monroe was in It Follows, It Follows. And that movie was one where it was kind of slow at some parts, but it progressed the story enough, and there was enough action in it that it kept me interested. I thought the story was much better than this one. I don't know what how this was written and what they had to work with, and I'm not so sure that this was supposed to necessarily be a horror film. Like,
I think it was more a thriller.
Yeah, but there wasn't even any thrill to it. I
think it was supposed to be, though.
There was no, besides her getting, once again, her throat slit, there was no, twist ending or surprise ending, or, I was writing better things, for it, that, the husband was involved, toward the beginning of it, trying to, which I think would have been a better story to have and would have been kind of a twist ending. But I don't know. I just feel like that this didn't really meet up to any of the expectations that I had when you shared the.
For me either, and I was excited about this one.
Yeah. In fact, we were gonna try to catch this in the theater, and we had to.
I'm glad we didn't.
Well, and we had to stream it on Prime, which you have to rent it. I would wait for it to be free if you just insist upon watching this, although I wouldn't necessarily suggest it. We would love it if you would like, subscribe, and share, so that we can keep growing this community. We've been doing this now for a little over a year, and yeah, yep. First episode debuted July 2nd of 2021. So, and I think that as I was talking with James, who's kind of our producer and editor of stuff for us, and he was telling me that he was working on editing episode number 40. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Appreciate everyone watching. Appreciate you being on this year-long journey with us, and we're looking forward, I guess, to use a company line, hoping for and looking forward to bigger and better things. So we appreciate you guys watching. I've been Luke.
I've been Ainsley.
And with our powers combined, we are
Queenie.
Catch you guys next time.
Bye.